like I said before, the different types of credibility that you can garner from these types of strategic partners can be anything from, like I said, generating customers directly by them like emailing out or communicating directly with their clients about you. It can be, in the case of like a property manager where they have clients, their clients are renters, and now you're going to be doing work for them. So that's a direct revenue generating strategic partnership. There can also be more secondary ones where they don't necessarily have clients, but they have following that you're going to be using. And this can be like an Instagram celebrity, a minor celebrity influencer in your area that you can align yourself with.
Welcome to the Painter Growth Podcast, where we help you scale your painting company in record time. Join us as we explore sales, marketing, hiring, finances, leadership, and more, everything that you need to know to scale and grow your painting business. I hope you enjoy and subscribe.
What is up, everyone? Mike Hickman here, founder of paintergrowth.com, and you're listening to the Painter Growth Podcast. And stoked to be chatting with you guys today. We're having a chilly March so far, but hey, we're lucky to be alive, and let's get into it. So one thing I'm really excited about right now is that tomorrow, I'm recording this on Monday. I'm not sure what day. I think this is going out on Wednesday. But anyway, on Tuesday, March 11th, we actually get to have Mr. Chris Berry, the Idaho painter, joining us for a call. So we're having a live training and Q&A with Chris exclusively for our clients. And I love doing this type of thing for our clients. And it's actually going to relate very closely to the topic of today's call. But I love doing things like this, bringing in really, high-level people, industry experts, minor, celebrities, gurus, whatever you want to call it, right? I love bringing people in like this because it really adds a lot of value to the community and people who've been in the game for a really long time and have seen levels of success greater than myself in certain categories or our clients in certain categories are really good to get involved and get in our community, so we have the chance to really speak with them. So I only have about 10 minutes today, so we'll kind of jump right into it. And the concept that I want to get into is the concept of strategic partnerships. Okay, and a strategic partnership, I mean, to me is like, so there are some, obvious ways for strategic partnerships that we've talked about before. Like we've talked about property managers and realtors and builders and GCs. But for me in my business right now, I really like strategic partnerships or someone who can provide me access to a network or access to their list or access to a different demographic of people, or even if they don't have the demographic of people, it could be just a strategic partnership to borrow their brand and to utilize the leverage that they have with our network, right? So for instance, we're having Chris come in. He's going to be speaking with, he's very much I consider him a strategic partner. He's also at the mastermind, at the expo, he was a brand ambassador for us, which was really cool to have. But it's a very strategic partnership because he brings in all of the years and years of experience and time that he spent building his business and his brand and his following. If you can align yourself closely with a strategic partner that also has a similar customer base to yours, you'll be able to immediately pull a certain amount of their credibility, which is super valuable. I mean, even right now, if you go to Idaho Painter's Instagram page, so if I just go to Idaho Painter, I'll just put it on screen here really quick. His last post here. So we got Idaho Painter, 200,000 followers, and they made a dedicated post there with yours truly. And so it's really cool to do this because we're providing him value. And I'll talk to you about how I figured that out. But he's also providing me value when we're able to get a lot of that social proof and social credibility that he's provided. So really important to think through the different strategic partners that you guys can potentially get with that can bring you either clients or visibility or simply just credibility by borrowing their brand. Now, when we talk about someone like Chris, there's also other types of strategic partners that I have been aligning myself with that you guys may have noticed, may not have noticed. For example, we have a very tight partnership with Sherwin-Williams. Now, I initially engaged Sherwin because I used to use Sherwin-Williams paint, and that was a great product for me. And I knew that, there was some sort of mutually beneficial partnership. I just didn't know what it was going to look like. So I engaged and I talked to people and I talked to more people and I slowly got introduced to the right person. And eventually, I was speaking with who now was my national account rep, Chris, and told him my vision, what we were trying to do. And he basically, fell in love with it, and was like, all right, let's go up to bat together and let's figure out how we can figure this out. So we worked together. It took a long time, took about 18 months, but then we finally got a supply agreement together where now our clients get discounts on certain sundries. They get better support. They get better credit. They get better customer service. There's just a whole bunch of minor benefits, I would say, to being a Painter Growth member with Sherwin-Williams. And then in exchange, we get to use their branding. We get to have them on our podcast. We get to go to events with them, and they get to sponsor events and things like that. So that's one. I'm also speaking with Graco right now and exploring what Graco could look like as a strategic partner, and drip jobs, and of course there are many more. So they don't always have to be like immediate, tangible, but they can be longer term. Now, where this comes for you is I want you to kind of look in your community, look in your neighborhood for places that you can align with, businesses or people that you can align with that can help your credibility. Now, there's going to be offline as well as online. And, like I said before, the different types of credibility that you can garner from these types of strategic partners can be anything from, like I said, generating customers directly by them like emailing out or communicating directly with their clients about you. It can be, in the case of like a property manager where they have clients, their clients are renters, and now you're going to be doing work for them. So that's a direct revenue generating strategic partnership. There can also be more secondary ones where they don't necessarily have clients, but they have following that you're going to be using. And this can be like an Instagram celebrity, a minor celebrity influencer in your area that you can align yourself with. A really good one that is pretty quick and ubiquitous around every single city are radio DJs. So outside of any city, a radio DJ is nobody, but in most cities, the radio DJs also have pretty significant, on a local level, followings on Instagram, and Facebook. So what you can do for someone like a radio DJ, radio host, or heck, even like a TV news anchor, is send them, like, first of all, you got to follow them on Instagram and comment on all of their stuff. Hopefully, if they have a public profile, it works. Comment on everything. Comment, like their posts like crazy, like their posts, like their comments, and then make sure to reply back to some really, really kind, like positive things. And that's going to blow up their notifications. And then once they follow you back, now you can send them a message. So then you send them a message like, hey, Mel, love what you're doing here in Denver. Think it's really, really cool. Love watching you on whatever network. Hey, just a question. Would you ever be interested in getting some free painting work and potentially aligning with a painting contractor? And so what I've found that works in the past is you offer something for free, like you'll paint their front door or paint their kitchen or do some sort of like fairly small project for free for them. Hey, let me paint your bathroom for free. How does that sound? Cool. And you go and you do their bathroom, and you can capture some content while you're doing it. But most importantly, you have them shout you out at the end of it, either on a story or in a post where they tag you and they recommend you. Be like, hey, I really recommend Blueprint Painting. They came, they did my bathroom, they did an incredible job. Mike there's such a good guy. Really, honest, professional, blah, blah, blah. So if you go in and you give first, you're going to be more likely to reciprocate. And of course, you want to live this life with no expectation of return. So in this case, if they don't, do a post, that's fine. But if you are going to be doing something like that, having some sort of like business agreement, even if it's just a handshake agreement, can be really valuable. I actually had a client in a pretty major city do this exact outreach strategy. He painted a DJ's front door, a radio DJ's front door. And that next week, or maybe it was a couple weeks later, he had a full like 5 or 10 minute segment on the radio. We did an interview. He didn't have to pay for ad space, but he was able to do like this full like 5 or 10 minute interview talking about his painting business on the radio. So that was really cool. And that was all done because of the strategic partnership that we helped him reach out and set up with based on our strategy. Now, there's that, but then there's also just like, I don't have a ton of time here. We have like 5 contractors in the house today, so I do need to go and meet a contractor in just a minute or two. But basically, the standard strategic partnerships that you need to, make sure that you're spending at least an hour or two on every single week are going to be your property managers, your realtors, and your interior designers. So if you can just like spend an hour once a week calling through all the PMs, all the realtors, and all the interior designers in your city, trying to set up coffees or set up lunches with them, and just chatting with them. The main question that you want to ask is, do you ever use painters on any of your properties? Right? How do you work with painters? And then if they're, yes or no, it's like, great. Well, like, can you tell me about some like bad experiences, or can you tell me some good experiences? What would be perfect that you would find in a strategic partnership with a painter? Um, and they'll tell you exactly what they want, right? And then once they tell you what they want, now it's time to just position your pitch to be the answer to those problems. It's like if they tell you that job site cleanliness is really important, like, oh, that's great because like we're the cleanest job sites in the world. Like here's some pictures of some of our job sites, right? Always back it up too. Don't just show, but tell. But typically they're going to want preferred scheduling. They're going to want incredible customer communication. They're going to want professionalism, insurance, bonding, all of that stuff. So make sure that you're set up. And also, before you do any of this, make sure that your Instagram profile and your web presence is at least decent. So have some Google reviews, have some pictures on your Google review profile, on your Google My Business. Make sure you set up your Instagram to be looking nice and professional. If you're not sure how it should look, just go to someone like ZK Painting and check out his profile. Right there's the shortcuts. You can use Canva or something to make your little icons on your shortcuts really, really simply. But be really clear who you are, where you serve, something unique about you on your Instagram profile, and then use those highlights. And don't make your Instagram a ghost town. It doesn't take a long time. It takes literally 20 minutes a week, 15 minutes a week to make your Instagram not a ghost town. A couple of quick pictures here and there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't overthink it. The main thing that I'm trying to get across today is that strategic partnerships are really valuable, and you want to make sure that you are aligning yourself with the right types of strategic partners that can help you with one of those few categories, either helping you with borrowing their brand, right? Like, so aligning yourself closely with a very powerful, positive brand in your area, or using their customers directly, like a property manager or a realtor. Well, you will directly use their customers and they will pay you. I guess not as much realtors, but property managers, they'll be the ones paying you. Or the third party where you're leveraging their audience to find customers. And you want as many of these as possible, but get started at least right now. You don't need a ton. You don't need a million to start. You just need one to start. And so if you've been thinking about this for a while and you've been considering it, you've been sitting on the fence, whatever, then use this as your wake up call to just get started. There's never a perfect time, but um, there's always there's always a wrong time, right? Every time feels like a wrong time if you've never done it before. But anyway, all you need to do is get started today, and let me know how it goes. And if you ever need a little kick in the butt, we have our coaching program where we can give you that accountability. But anyway, have a great day, guys. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Painter Growth Podcast. If you want to grow your painting business, go to www.paintergrowth.com or click on the top link in the description. Talk soon.